Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
Game time, NBA, slamming ops like MMA in the octagon. When I'm about to rhyme, I drop a young 8 like it's mama time. Then 8 more, that's a Paul Gasol. They gon' say, whoa, that boy's raw. Got a fast break straight to the hole. Drop the last 8, that's 24. When there's plenty more where that came from. Better know the flow grade A1, and I'm ambidextrous. AI, they can plan to exit, they can't hide. I got hands in the fight like Mayweather. I know your mans, and I might think they better, but they ain't never. They featherweight, treble clever, heavyweight in every state. Never delegate. My team the greatest from the NYC to Vegas. Now that I'm in the game, I see the A-list. None of them can't quite see me, they wish. I'm raising the bar. You players ain't raking and taking up space at the bar when we drinking. I'm calling the play. You balling the ball, we balling the day. We going all the way. We're taking off from here. Watch us we go. Ain't no one blocking nor stopping. We know we making every shot that we throw. Watch us we go. Going all the way. You know we coming, going all the way. Up to something, going all the way. We ain't ignore it, going all the way. You can't ignore it, going all of the way. My team got rings like stepping in them. You shouldn't even think about stepping in them. And when they got the ball, it's like a weapon to them. We win, then we pop the bottles like 11 of them. I'm aiming for the crown and I won't stop. You laying on the ground.
What is good? What is good? What is really, really good? This is your boy James, aka Hollywood J Black, live in the building once again. Give me a moment. We're still distributing here. We're still getting popping. Welcome to the another edition of the Ovatyme Sports Show. Oh man, I am glad to be live and in effect. It has been a minute. Man, here we go. Shutting it down. There we go. Oh, there we go. We are ready to go. We are ready to go. All right. I had a little bit of feedback in my ear, but I'm ready to go, ready to get it cracking. I got my main man, as always, Big MF and Sid is in the building. How you doing today, sir? How you doing?
What is good, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy once again. I am here. I'm here.
He's like, I'm here. That's how we do. Just distributing to a few more close sites, trying to get everybody watching that said they wanted to watch real quick. Just bear with us. Don't mind us as we're kind of I'm not silent, but I am here. So bear with me. You know how this shit goes. There's only 2 people running the show. So gotta make sure we get our shit cracking. So
in just an hour, I'm waiting to see another copyright thing come through. Just over an hour. The highlights from the Ruiz Joshua fight has already got 1,300 clicks and 35 more likes to the Simple Black Sports page.
There you go. You know how we do it. We do what we can to make sure that we provide quality content towards everybody. So you know we make this necessary sacrifices that we can in order to get this going. So. Oh, this is weird. I'm just trying to get this going. It wants me to do a watch party, and I'm like, man.
No, if you're doing it from your phone, you gotta look at a little option that says right post and one says share the group.
Yeah, I know, and I'm trying to. It's just weird because it's live. It's not doing what I needed to do.
So. Oh no, that's what mine does. It says watch party. We just gotta get out of the watch party part of it.
Okay. Let me just make sure. Let me sure I posted it in the group.
Mr. Blackster doesn't know how to use social media.
Well, what do they say? This looks like a job for somebody else. This is usually how it goes. But this is our job.
Hey, you gotta think, man. I share it to like 40 pages every fucking time we do this.
Hey, you are skilled in how you do it, sir. Trust me. I am honored that you that you handle that in such a dignified and lovely manner. Like I said, you're the MVP of the sharing. And I'm the MVP of the caring, I guess, right? Is that how it goes? So, all right, yeah.
We are now at 1,700. We are now at 1,700 views.
Yes, I'm glad because this video is actually only banned from us in the UK. So if you are a UK fan, I am sorry. My bad,
Blame
homie.
Sky. Blame Sky.
Yep, blame Sky. Please blame Sky. Don't blame us because I ain't got nothing to do with how the UK shit is. But again, welcome to the illustrious, the grand, the epic, the most must-see show on Sinful Black Entertainment or Sinful Black Sports, the Ovatyme Sports Show. We have a lot to talk about. This is a one-time, I can't say a one-time only, a one-time maybe towards the end of this year, all the way Saturday, since Big Sin had a lot of things to do earlier this week. He had a lot of things to do this week. We kind of condensing a lot of shit into one show. Not only do we have our usual NFL fallout and rundown show to do, we got to talk about some NBA. We have 3 major NBA stories going down. We got to talk about how NHL is going, how the Bruins and the Capitals are just dominating the entire NHL, and everybody else is just playing second fiddle. We have to talk about combat sports. You know, everything. We got MMA, boxing, a little bit of boxing. We got to talk about the fight that's on our page.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Why the fuck Alberto El Patron take the old John Cena spinner belt for the photo shoot with a Tito Ortiz fight?
Oh my god. I don't know. He could have taken. He could have. He could have stopped at Hogan's Beach Shop and bought a more current title in stock. Okay?
I hope Tito Ortiz knocks his face off.
I hope that
and
Tito Ortiz.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try and find those highlights after the fight and post them on Simple Black Sports for everyone.
I hope that Tito Ortiz knocks that nigga back into Mexico.
No, this man has Sin Cara in his. Alberto Del Rio has Sin Cara in his corner.
I don't even think Sin Cara is in Sin Cara's corner. Okay, let alone Alberto Del Rio.
Not the Sin Cara in the WWE right now. The original Sin Cara.
Oh, you talking about El Hismo Fantasma? No, the Phantasma, whatever the name is, not El Hismo. El Hismo Fantasma is King Cuerno. We're talking about the other nigga.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't know. I can't. My Spanish is all fucked up, but it's all good. Let's get right to it. I know my man Big Sim is not the big NBA guy, except when it comes to one team and one team only, which is his New Jersey Brooklyn Nets. That's right, that double city claim. New Jersey Brooklyn Nets, because they are playing 5 games in New Jersey this year for NBA throwback purposes. So they're still, I call them the New Jersey Brooklyn Nets.
So I'm gonna say it like Nas. I'm gonna say it like Nas said it. Fuck Jay-Z. The reason I say fuck Jay-Z is because when this team was in New Jersey, him and a Russian bought the team, and Jay-Z was like, "Oh yeah, I'm all into this NBA ownership. Let's move the team to Brooklyn. I'll stay there." The season after, they traded their soul for Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. Jay-Z sold his shares into.
Yep, he decided he wanted to lose money as the owner paying Garnett and Paul Pierce. He was going to become a sports agent instead. But I didn't want to gossip, but you ain't heard that from me. But what you have heard from me is this was supposed to be a cornerstone year for the Nets, right?
Next year is going to be a cornerstone year for them.
Well, the next year was supposed to be the rocket ship. This was going to be. We have a star
here. Feeling out process.
Yeah, we have a star here. We have a bona fide, guaranteed, excellent star. Like a guy that we're going to pair with another star when he gets back from injury. And we're going to have this fantastic team of stars that are contend for Eastern Conference dominance. That is the perception. The reality is that they are a team who last year didn't have an all-star except for D'Angelo Russell. And that was borderline because somebody was injured and D'Angelo Russell stepped in as an all-star. I mean, not as a player, but as an all-star. D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Karis LeVert and Jared Allen rocked this team into the playoffs. They were fairly inexperienced. I don't think D'Angelo Russell will ever been to the playoffs. I think maybe with Kobe during not even those years. They weren't even a playoff team. So this completely young team that has never been in the playoffs came in and won one game, stole a game, and then got swept the rest of the way, which is fine. They're a young team. They're learning. They understand where this is supposed to be. So the thought was we can build off of this, maybe add some depth, some good role players behind our three-headed monster of D'Angelo Russell, Karis LeVert, and Spencer Dinwiddie, the sixth man, one of the better six mans in the NBA. And we're gonna contend. We're gonna take the next leap, which is going further into the playoffs. Okay, that was the plan. The reality is that the ownership group had something different. The GM had something different. Kyrie Irving was available. He wanted to come play in Brooklyn because he didn't want none of that New York spotlight.
Well, I was about to say, this is all James Dolan's fault.
Oh yeah,
because James Dolan in the offseason last year, Kyrie's coming here, Kevin Durant's coming here, Zion Williamson's getting drafted here. Number one, you're the worst team in the NBA last year. You didn't get the first round.
Yep.
Number two, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving said, "Fuck you."
Well, you know the reason why Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, they said James Dolan did not return their agent's call regarding the offer.
You know why? Because he wanted to pay 13 power forwards.
So you have the most. Now, the best part about it is I saw that meme with David Fizdale. What am I supposed to do with 13 power forwards? You play big man ball. That's what you do the whole way. No stamina, big man ball. That's right. Put Julius Randle at the point because he's your most athletic person on the whole team, and just pray for the rest, okay? That's all you can do.
I told everybody, when I seen the New York Knicks gave Julius Randle $115 million, I said, I'm going to put on Knicks jersey. I'm going to go play.
Yep. At this point, you might as well. You could have made you could be $100,000, $200,000 just riding the other side of the bench.
I just started. What you talking about?
It's just started. Brian Scalabrine and shit. Be like, yo. But no, James Dolan, I thought that Jerry Jones was the worst owner in football. At least Jerry. No, I mean in football. Okay, so I thought that Jerry Jones was the worst owner in sports, and then James Dolan was born and said, "Hold my beer."
You also got the owner of the Chargers too.
Oh, that Spanos, whatever. Don't remind me about that fool. But this was so now the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets, when they started the season with Kyrie Irving, they started off with so much promise, so much hype.
Kyrie was playing at an MVP level.
Yep. Except it just wasn't translating the wins. They were 4-8 in the 12 games that Kyrie Irving has played. Ever since Kyrie Irving has not been on the team, he went on his mental health tirade. The Nets have been 8-4. So the Nets are who we thought they were, a great team that didn't need Kyrie Irving. So now
a big part of this winning streak they're on is DeAndre Jordan. He is actually playing like the DeAndre Jordan of old.
Yeah. I'm mad because I should have re-picked up Spencer Dinwiddie. I had him on my fantasy team. I dropped him because he was at the beginning of the season. He was only getting 4 points a night, 4 fantasy points, which means that like 2 points, maybe like 3 assists, and that was it. Now, since he's starting, that he's just been a monster at power. So was we right all along that the Brooklyn Nets didn't need Kyrie Irving? Is that something that? I mean, they needed him to get Kevin Durant, I believe.
Okay, so I think we know a couple things about Kyrie Irving. Mm-hmm. Number one is he is not a leader.
Nope, not at all.
The year that LeBron left Cleveland, they weren't that good with Kyrie. Last year in Boston, Kyrie couldn't do it by himself. This year in Brooklyn, he can't do it by himself. Next year will be a much different atmosphere when KD is the guy who's leading the team. Because that means Kyrie can play the backup guy, which is what he wants. And what he says he wants, but is what he wants.
But see, all right, so here's my problem, okay? We know that Karis LeVert is a hell of a shooting guard. Jared Allen and DeAndre Jordan can alternate nights based off of, starting on nights based off of who is the matchup, right? Like if they're playing small ball, you want Jared Allen in there because he's probably one of, even at his height, is the best small ball center defender in the NBA right now. Like he's even taken Draymond Green levels of harassment. Okay, that's how good he is. I mean, he went to the Draymond Green school of harassment in the paint. He's had several blocks that should be on posters everywhere. So we insert KD. So I guess if you insert KD into the small forward, and then you insert Kyrie into the point, you have Spencer Dinwiddie coming off the bench. But is Kyrie going to yield to Spencer Dinwiddie? But you have a hot commodity in Spencer Dinwiddie as it is now.
Spencer Dinwiddie. He's an interesting tale because his rookie season he started for the Nets.
Yep.
Then he got benched because he was off and on.
Mm-hmm.
But when he comes off the bench, he is a better player. This year, when he came off the bench, he was actually the most problem that we had was him coming off the bench. He was only playing 6 minutes a game because Kyrie was averaging 42.
Yeah, it was just he came in cold as ice, couldn't get warmed up, and.
But I think now that he's warm and he's getting his confidence back, he'll be all right when Kyrie gets back.
I mean, he's going to have to be. I mean, hands down, he's really going to have to. I just worry about, because, I don't want to use this word, and I hate to use this word because mental health is a big thing to me. I believe in taking care of yourself mentally. But Kyrie Irving is a 7-letter word. He's fragile. He was fragile in Cleveland. He was fragile in Boston. And I think he's fragile and fractured now, hearing the noise, because this whole shoulders thing started when he just had to play a trip back to Cleveland, back to Boston, in Boston. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that he wasn't hurt or wasn't injured, because obviously he is, right? But to not even want to take the flight with the team, to show up on the bench and cheer him on because he was afraid that he was going to get booed. That tells me everything I need to know about how this season is going to go.
I mean, we've known this about Kyrie for a few years now.
Yeah.
It's just showing more now because he's in Brooklyn. It's a New York thing. It's the big cameras. It's a big picture down there. Yes, the Nets are not big like the Knicks, but the coverage is the same. It's going to be a bigger spotlight on you no matter where you play in Brooklyn or New York than there is anywhere else.
True. Hell, the Giants.
He's not the spotlight was hot in Boston. He ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. Boston's title town. They have Tom Brady shadow looms over every other sport. So when the Bruins fail and the Celtics fail, who they gonna be like, oh, Tom Brady got 6. Tom Brady's trying to go for 7. What you doing? Where you at?
Case in point, the Red Sox.
Yeah, the Red Sox.
They had a bad season.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're getting ready to trade every piece they have.
Yep. Because like Tom Brady's shadow, what you doing? How come you didn't make the playoffs? Tom Brady makes the playoffs every year. What the hell's going on? Where's your titles at? Huh?
Tom's been in 9 Super Bowls. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. With the city, maybe you're the problem. Maybe we got to get a new owner of the franchise or a new GM because y'all trash. With Titletown USA doesn't deserve this. And that's how that Boston is going like this. Like Eminem said, the mean streets of Boston. And that's how it goes down. So 2 more stories in the NBA real quick. First and foremost, LeBron James and AD. Everybody thought that this would combust at this point. And there are holes in the game of how this works because they're not deep. They're not a deep team. However, LeBron and AD are responsible for 75% of the Lakers' production every single game. Keep in mind that so LeBron goes for averages a double-double every game. He could average a triple-double if he really wanted to. He has like averages 7 rebounds a game now. He could average 10. LeBron's playing the point. He's feeding AD like Zeke, like Dak should be feeding Zeke. And the dude has, like, AD has responded. He has the set with the highest usage rate in the NBA because LeBron keeps feeding him and feeding him and feeding him and feeding him. And so, but it's working because nobody can stop Anthony Davis. And what point guard in their right mind can stop LeBron James? And now it's translated into an 18-3 record. But hot on their heels is Luka Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis, and a very, very underrated but very, very good Mavs team.
And a very good Clippers team.
Yeah. People forget that Tim Hardaway Jr. was close to being an all-star had he not been on a team that was complete trash in the New York Knicks. Okay?
So I got an update for you.
Yes.
The Ruiz Joshua video is about to hit 2,000 views.
There we go. There we go. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. So do you see, so preliminary 21 games in, do you think that the Lakers are the de facto Western Conference champs as it stands right now, based off of what you see? Or can a team, because the Clippers are struggling with chemistry because Paul George got shoehorned back into this lineup. Everything was good until Paul George got shoehorned in. So the Lakers, I'm gonna leave out of this conversation. I'm talking Dallas and I'm talking Houston now because
last night I got into a pretty heated argument with my boss because him, like you, is a 49ers fan and a Warriors fan. So I was being the troll last night. The troll.
The troll.
Because, okay, I think the Lakers will be the number 1 seed.
Okay.
I think Dallas is going to get the number 2 seed. Because what they got over there with Lukey and as Kristaps keeps working his way back, they're going to be formidable.
Oh, yeah.
Then I got the Clippers at 3 and Houston at 4. I still don't know if the Harden-Westbrook dynamic is going to last all season, but it looks pretty good right now.
True. It's working now, and I tell you why it's working. It's that everybody thinks it's just Harden or just Westbrook. It's working really because of one man, because one man has stepped up in taking all the trash out and dumping it back into the dumpster, and that man's name is Clint Capella. Clint fucking Capella.
I always call him Chopper.
We're gonna call him Chomper Capella. Chomper Capella. That dude has been the MVP of the Houston Rockets. Everybody's talking about James Harden scoring. Everybody talks about Russell Westbrook setting up plays and scoring at the same time. They're feeding Clint Capella all these assists. They're feeding Clint Capella all these missed shots that are turning into offensive rebounds. Clint Capella is, I think, the number 2 rebounder in the NBA behind Andre Drummond. I mean, that's thanks to James Harden missing a shitload of shots and Russell Westbrook missing a shitload of shots. But that's where he's at right now. I think I read a few days ago, Drummond is like the number 2, not Drummond, Capella, because Drummond's number 1 by like a mile. But yeah, Capella's number 2. And that man has been eating simply because of them. I like the
Clint Capella knows what he is, and he knows what he's got to do to succeed with these 2 on the team. He knows they're both going to put up 40 shots apiece.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he's just got to feed himself. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. I like it. I like Clint Capella on this one. Last but not least in the NBA, we know the Bucks have been eating in the Eastern Conference. Giannis is having an MVP on top of an MVP.
When you have 2 sets of brothers on the same team, there's going to be very good chemistry. You have you have the Anacrupo brothers,
Yep.
and you have the Lopez brothers.
Yep.
Big men.
Yep. Yep. And the one thing I've liked about this season is that Giannis has actually stepped up. He fixed his outside shot a little bit. He hasn't been really challenged on it because they barely played any Western Conference teams except for LA, and they absolutely thrashed and dominated the Clippers yesterday.
Oh shit! So while we were at the bar last night, we they had the Golden State game on behind me.
Oh
yes,
yeah.
Golden State actually beat Chicago. It just tells you how bad Chicago is.
Yep. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. They lost to our Golden State D squad. That's no All Stars. We didn't even have Jordan Poole. It was just the Eric Pascal show. Some dude named Kai Bowman.
All right, so we're talking about basketball. We brought up the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay.
The Milwaukee Bucks are the most dangerous team in the NBA.
Okay.
Because the reason I say this is they actually play defense. And defense travels.
Yep. Yep. The defense wins championship. Oh. Hold on. Somebody want to know if the podcast was live. I'm answering with an emphatic yes.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know we're talking wrestling tomorrow. Did you watch SmackDown?
Yes, I did actually.
So is the match between The Miz and Bray Wyatt against normal Bray Wyatt?
At this point, I wouldn't even want to fight normal Bray Wyatt.
Well, the reason I'm asking this is, so The Fiend, I'm sorry for anybody who don't think this and watch this right now.
Yeah.
The Fiend is only there to take care of the people who have hurt Bray in the past, right?
Yeah, and The Miz has never hurt Bray.
The Miz has never done anything to Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
But Bray Wyatt wants to play with him. And his family.
Apparently, didn't he take a picture with him?
He photoshopped himself holding his new baby.
Say cheese, pum. That's all that shit. That was hilarious.
We'll get into that shit tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we'll talk about. The next thing we got to talk about NHL real quick. Just real quick. We have the Western Conference, and then you have the Capitals and the Bruins, the most dominant teams in the NHL. Not just the Eastern Conference, the NHL. The two games that they played against each other already have been classics. But also, like the Eastern Conference has been favored. They're now completely favored to win the Stanley Cup.
The Golden Knights are finally playing like the Golden Knights of 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, they're back.
Because they were struggling. The Washington Capitals had to cut one of their best players due to salary cap. Within 30 minutes, the Golden Knights signed this man. In his first game with the Golden Knights, he had 2 assists in a goal.
See, that's why I like the salary cap in the NHL, because it forces you to make those tough decisions and have serious, immediate having consequences to those decisions. That's why the salary cap works in the NHL and not so much in the NFL and the NBA like it should, because the NBA has a soft cap that you can go over, and then a hard cap and a tax cap and all the other caps. But the NHL be like, no, this is how you do it. This is it. You can't go over this shit.
If you can't afford to pay them, they got to go somewhere else.
That's what it is. That's why the Knights ended up with fucking a whole team full of all-stars their first year, remember? Oh, we're sure the Knights won't sign these over-the-hill players. Over the hill? That's exactly what we need. Come on over, guy. And the damn because the coach is the former coach of the Panthers, the Florida Panthers squad that went to the Stanley Cup. Mm-hmm. I mean not Panthers. The Carolina. I call it the Panthers because I was thinking Carolina
Hurricanes.
Yeah, Hurricanes. Like,
really? And Facebook people. All your NHL highlights. Sinful Black Sports has got you.
That's right. You know how we do. You know how we get down. So now we're back at I had to do that quick NHL rundown. Last thing, we talked about the fight. We got the fight coming up. We have Andy Ruiz Joshua. That's on the page right now for those that missed it or didn't want to pay a bunch of money for a pay-per-view in the middle of a day. We're not
Joshua put back all his belts.
Yeah, every single last one of them. So now Joshua is going to be waiting for the winner of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder, if he beat Tyson Fury, Joshua has no leg to stand on for a fight. They're going to make this fight happen. This is probably, if Wilder beats Fury, this is the big money fight that we've been searching for since Tyson Holyfield.
Yeah, unfortunately, Anthony Joshua has been ducking Deontay Wilder for a while now, and the ducking caught him in the jaw in the first Ruiz fight, which is why he got knocked the fuck out.
Yep.
But in this fight, so for some reason, Ruiz came in 26 pounds heavier than he did the first fight.
Well,
is this man even training?
I mean, he's been training with his left arm, eating a burrito, his right arm, drinking a beer.
This fight is exactly how the first fight should have gone. Ruiz getting his ass whooped.
It didn't, because I think Ruiz
was too busy worrying about Deontay Wilder.
Mm-hmm. Because everybody knows that Deontay Wilder is the better. When I say boxer, I'm not meaning like an actual like fighting, right? I'm talking about boxing as entertaining and as engaging and being a superstar. That's Deontay Wilder is hands down better. Whether he's better than Anthony Joshua remains to be seen, but it needs to be seen. I think that's where the key is. I'm tired of these what ifs. I'm tired of Joshua running off at the mouth. I need Deontay Wilder to beat Tyson Fury. Hell, at this point, I even take Tyson Fury winning. I don't want him to win, but I need Joshua to prove to either Fury or Wilder that he is the man. And if he's not, then we need to run this down. He said, Bruno is in the building. I have no fear. I is here. What's good, Mr. Bruno? How you doing, sir? How you doing? Long time no see.
Yeah, he only here to talk shit because the Ravens beat both our teams. That's the only reason he's here.
Oh, I know. Trust me, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. Definitely, I got a little something to say on that one. But yeah, I can't wait for this Tyson Fury Wilder fight. So we know who we're gonna make sure this Joshua Wilder fight happens and it gets it popping. So we talked about all the extra sports. See, you spent about 30 minutes on there. Now it's time for the Ruda and the Tuda. I am talking about the Week 13 NFL fallout. That's right. We had a nice full slate of games for the first time since week 3.
We are now at 2,213 views, 49 reactions, 13 comments, 55 shares of the Ruiz Joshua highlight.
That's right. Bruno confirmed. He said, "Yes, you know it." He came to talk his shit. He said, "You know it. I'm glad you are."
It is all good, homie. All right, so we are talking week 13. I had a very bad week. Mr. Black had a mediocre week. I went 6-10. He went 8-8. So I didn't do the total year number yet. So I'll do that next week. So anyway, we talked about the Thanksgiving game done last week. So let's talk about Pittsburgh Steelers beating up on the Cleveland Browns.
Something that I did not expect, but I probably should have. That's one, it was in Pittsburgh. And two, the aggression was there. Freddie Kitchens wearing a shirt that said Pittsburgh started it. Had I saw that shirt before the game, I would have picked Pittsburgh to win.
You know, I gotta say something to Freddie Kitchens. Pick your spots.
Yeah.
Matt Patricia wore the Roger Goodell clown shirt for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
The shit that happened between Pittsburgh and Cleveland, just let it go.
Let it go. Let it fucking go. And he didn't. And what was a good game? Yeah, what was a good game got real ugly real quick. The Pittsburgh Steelers shut down Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, which forced Baker Mayfield to have to be a quarterback. And as I've been, if you've seen my Twitter rants,
overrated.
Not if it makes you feel better, I got killed. He got killed in fantasy. I got Jackson in the Niners defense. Oh yeah, in the same. Imagine having those two in the same week. So you know how the So you know how they have the gif of the dude having to push one button or the other and the dude sweating it? That was Bruno trying to pick his fantasy team. So they shut down the running game. They made Baker Mayfield pass, and we all know that's a bad idea. Subsequently, what ended up happening is now for, I guess, the foreseeable future. Not I say foreseeable future, but from what it looks like, the Browns are not a playoff team. They have absorbed too many losses.
They have been eliminated from playoffs already.
Oh yeah, so then there you go. So once you hit 9,
I have a question for you.
Yep.
Regarding the Steelers,
Mm-hmm.
Is this Mike Tomlin's best coaching job?
He's down to a third-string quarterback, a running back with injury issues, no true number one receiver because Juju Smith-Schuster's trash, and a defense that's very middling at best. So this would be what we have is like Bill Belichick up-talking a group of peewee football teams and them actually stealing some games in the NFL. So this is where that's where we're at. So if you're asking me, yes, my answer is that Mike Tomlin is probably, if he even halfway sneaks into the playoffs with all the trash that he's been dealt this year, then I would say even over Kyle Shanahan, he might have to give a Coach of the Year consideration. I mean, dude.
I know he's winning with a guy named Duck. I understand. So anyway, another team that should have ducked because they're going back to Old Faithful this weekend because their young guy got an injury. The Green Bay Packers mollywopped the New York Giants in New York.
I mean, we
both said that Aaron Rodgers is coming for blood after the San Francisco game.
Oh yeah, I mean, while San Francisco puts down all the pressure, the New York Giants pushed down none of it. And so Aaron Rodgers, we knew Aaron Rodgers was going to have a field day. That's not a field game. A field day. Sorry. This was a no-brainer. This is Aaron Rodgers doing what Aaron Rodgers is supposed to do against a fairly weak opponent. Shout out to Aaron Rodgers for doing what he's supposed to do against a fairly weak opponent. It is what it is. It was what it was, and it will be what it will be.
All right. Next up, we have a team who is in partially almost tied with for the division lead in their division, playing a team that's been tanking all year, and a team who's in the division lead lost. And I'm looking at now the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Neither one of them want to win because whoever wins this division has to either play the Seattle Seahawks or the 49ers in the first round of playoffs.
And
so the Eagles lost to the Dolphins.
And nobody wants to do neither.
So which team will get? Why is it that I think the Washington Redskins are going to win this division?
I said this. I said, especially now, we'll talk about that game in a little bit, but they have opened the floodgates for Washington to actually possibly go on a streak and win this damn division. I've never thought that this would be possible. All right, you sound like you're far away underwater next to a tree. So Bruno says, let me see this.
Sorry about that. I said if Washington wins out to win the division.
Yes. So here's the dealio, okay? Philadelphia, everybody thought that Carson Wentz was the problem. We have confirmed it this weekend that Carson Wentz is in fact not the problem. It is everything else. It seems like when the receivers are catching balls, Carson Wentz can't get the ball out to him because he's being harassed. Then, if Carson Wentz has the time and can get the pass to the receivers can't catch the ball. Now, when Carson Wentz and the receivers are actually catching balls, the defense can't stop anybody.
The Philadelphia Eagles are the mishmash of bullshit. We all heard about the clusterfuck theory. They are the clusterfuck of the NFL. None of the three parts of that team all play at the same time.
Nope. And this is even happening in games that they won. Okay, either you know what I'm saying? Like they haven't played complete football ever this season. And so this loss against Miami proves it. I would be extremely upset at everyone for this Miami loss. This is a bullshit ass loss. The dude that the biggest Philadelphia fan, EDP, he said, "Fuck this team." He says, "I hope they lose. I hope we lose this weekend to Eli Manning and the Giants."
Yeah, eat the pussy that lost his damn mind because of this Eagles team.
You straight up said, "I hope the Giants put the nail in our coffin." The problem is that if the Cowboys keep losing, y'all it's gonna be a while before that nail gets in the coffin, bro. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you.
So continuing failed Eagles, Nick Foles has been benched for the rest of the season for Gardner Minshew because of his performance in his blowout loss against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You know what the worst part about this whole thing is that Jacksonville absolutely ruined any kind of trade value that it can get for Nick Foles because they decided to put him in for 3 games and he was complete fucking ass. So now,
you know what Nick Foles is? You know what Nick Foles is?
What?
He's the Kyrie Irving of the NFL.
Oh Lord, he can only play in one place.
No, he doesn't want to be a leader. When he has other good pieces around him, he plays a lot better.
Are you calling Philadelphia a place with good pieces around them? Because
that year they won the Super Bowl, yes.
That defense wasn't good. I mean,
dude, remember they had the number 1 defense in the NFL that year.
Tom Brady picked them apart in the second half.
Okay, that's Tom Brady.
I thought Tom Brady. Everybody said Tom Brady was washed.
That was words that came out of my mouth. You need to quit watching First Take. Stop listening to Max Kellerman. Okay.
I listen. I only listen to Max Kellerman when he talks about my favorite player. But you know, since he's the only person that defends him and defends Michael Vick at the same time. But you know, whatever. It's cool.
But the Tennessee Titans. Up next, the Tennessee Titans mollywalked the Indianapolis Colts this week.
Which we called it. I did. Yeah, I called it. I said I like Tennessee. I like them to win. They're at home. Who else am I going to be? Who else am I going to bet against? I can't bet against them at home. Not anymore with Tannehill.
They were on the road.
Oh, they were on the road. Oh, that's even worse. Oh shit.
They blew them out in Indy.
Ooh. And I picked Tennessee. Wow. I had some serious balls in that one. Anyways.
So speaking of serious balls, I had serious balls in this one where I predicted. You chose the opposite. I predicted the Cincinnati Bengals would win their first game of the season. And what happened? The Cincinnati Bengals beat the New York Football Jets, who beat the Dallas Cowboys, who beat the New York Jets. Oh, wait, no, they lost. They lost. Yeah, the Cowboys are trash.
So Bruno says that Philadelphia should hire Kanye as their QB. At least it will give us something to watch. Your boy Big Kev Bernal is in the building. He says tighten up. That's right. Shout out to Titans. But let me tell you about those damn Bengals, okay? We know why they benched Andy Dalton. So they can secure at least a top 10 draft pick, okay? They could win the next 4 games and still have a top 10 draft pick. So like can we get at least top 10? Can we get a game changer? Game changer wide receiver, running back, tight end, somebody?
It's the Bengals. We know it's not going to happen.
We'll lose the games until we get to week 12. Throw Andy Dalton back in there. That we would say we're not tanking. It was just Andy Dalton needed a sabbatical. Everything's fine. Everything is gonna be fine.
So you know who's not going to be fine?
Who's not going to be fine?
The Carolina Panthers. Because the Washington Redskins beat them so bad that they fired their head coach.
It wasn't even Ron Rivera's fault that he did it. Ron Rivera manages both offense and the defense, and that's not why Carolina. That's not why Carolina lost to Washington. Dwayne Haskins had an uncharacteristically great game while still not having a touchdown. I mean,
continues to show why Jay Gruden did not like him.
I mean, in Jay Gruden's defense, the Redskins would probably be 115 had he stayed with the team because he obviously wasn't doing shit right to begin with. So I just want to throw that out there. But all jokes aside, that Dwayne Haskins is doing it. The running game is doing it. Like I said, he's not getting touchdowns, but he's making big time passes, big time plays. Just not getting touchdowns. It'll come though. It'll come. I'm not stressed about it. But yeah, Ron Rivera got fired. So we're living in a world where Ron Rivera gets fired and Jason Garrett is still not as of today. That is the world that we are living in, and I don't like it here. I want to go home. Let me off world. Let me go back to my home place because this is not good. How do you fire a man that one took a 7-8 team that didn't deserve it to the playoffs and actually win a playoff game? Then he has no Cam Newton. He's relying on Kyle Allen, makes the best of the situation. Went 5-3 before Kyle Allen became the ugly bell at the ball after midnight. And the chariot turned into a pumpkin. That's not Ron Rivera's fault, but oh no, we lose to the Redskins. Now we got to fire Ron Rivera. Oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. I would be as the next coach, I would be very worried about going there. The Cowboys job, if it becomes available, sounds more attractive than the Carolina job because it does. Because at least you know if Jerry Jones likes you, he won't fuck with you in the middle of the season. He'll say,
"You know what I think is gonna be funny?
What
if Ron Rivera becomes the next head coach of the Redskins?"
Oh, that would be hilarious.
So who was the old coach of the Redskins?
Jay Gruden.
And he was horrible, right?
He was middling. He made Kirk Cousins look halfway decent.
And the Redskins are a dumpster fire?
Yeah, they're a dumpster fire.
So speaking of one Gruden dumpster fire to another Gruden dumpster fire, the Oakland Raiders made the Kansas City Chiefs look like they did 2 years ago.
I mean, I thought this was bad. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. Jesus Christ, man. Like, when I saw this, I was shocked at how bad this ass whooping was. I thought the Raiders were going to do better. It was close at the beginning of the game when it was 7-0, but that's it. That was the last time it was close.
What's funny about that?
What?
In their first meeting, the Raiders got up 10-0, got cocky, and got blown out by 30.
That's how you do it, baby. That's how you do it. Just lose, baby. Just lose. Al Davis, baby. Just lose.
All right, so we're going to get to the good game in a minute. The Rams made a sacrifice of the Arizona Cardinals this week.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see it coming that bad. I thought Arizona was going to steal this one because the Rams were looking like complete ass and trash after getting absolutely dismantled, discombobulated, and manhandled by Baltimore, which leads me to believe that Baltimore and Arizona are absolutely not the same team.
Like you said they were.
Yes.
They are not who you said they were, sir.
No, not at all. Not at fucking all. But shout out to the Rams. They're still not a playoff team, but shout out to the Rams nonetheless. So
right. Next up, we have a team who we thought was good at the beginning of the season against a team who we know is bad, and the team that we know is bad won. The LA Chargers lost to the Denver Broncos again.
I wasn't surprised. I think we picked the Broncos, right?
You picked the Broncos, yes.
You didn't pick. You picked the Chargers. Did you pick the Chargers? You picked the Chargers, didn't you?
I did.
You knew, Phil. You knew. We talked about this. We had counseling sessions. We said the Chargers are not worth this. They're not worth a vote. They are not worth our time anymore on this podcast. They don't even have time for each other because they don't even have a home. They live at the Rams Stadium, okay? They don't even live in a house in LA because prices of California housing is too high. They live at the Rams Stadium. Okay,
which
so
ain't even built yet because they're still playing on a soccer field.
Well, there you go. They're living at the soccer field next to the Rams stadium, which is actually LA Memorial Coliseum. Okay, that is where they're living. Like they're homeless. Okay, and so when we have these teams that are homeless, we could probably start a GoFundMe for them just to get them off the street. Make sure that they're okay. Give them a warm meal at night, a place to sleep. There's some benefits, maybe some food stamps, medical care. Because that's what the charges are. They're a medical case. Okay, they are absolutely, positively a medical case because they don't deserve to be in the NFL. They have shown flashes, but you know what else has shown flashes? Appalachian State. Okay, Appalachian State has shown that they are a top tier team, but in a bottom tier conference. No, this can't happen. So I refuse to talk about the Chargers. Anytime a Chargers game comes up, I'm betting against them. I don't think they could beat anybody on the rest of their schedule.
Okay, maybe so the Broncos won that one. All right, here we go. We have three more games to talk about from Week 13. All three of them were good for the most part. First off, we'll talk about the Baltimore Ravens and their cold-blooded kicker, Justin Tucker, winning it at the end of the fourth quarter against the San Francisco 49ers.
I know that. I hope that Mr. Bruno is watching this. So, Mr. Bruno, we're going to have a little conversation here for a second, okay? So, first, I want to congratulate your Baltimore Ravens for beating the San Francisco 49ers, okay? Full congratulations. They earned that victory. With that said, we, the San Francisco 49ers, have the recipe to stop Lamar Jackson. Had we have gotten the one simple stop that we needed, this wouldn't be a big thing. We would have been fine. Everything would have been great. Everything would have been golden. We probably would have pulled off the victory. The Ravens had a really tough time defending the deep ball. Okay, they had a really tough time dealing with some of the package changes and everything that Shanahan threw at them. Some were small, some were minuscule, and some were huge and got big gains. The second time that this happens, it's not going to happen again. It's not going to be a little bit of hoorah. It's not going to be a celebration in Baltimore. The next time we meet, Mr. Bruno, is going to be at the Super Bowl. I'm calling this right now. We're gonna yes. So and I'm gonna get to your Patriots in a second, and I'll kind of explain where my head is at with New England. Okay, the next time that we meet is going to be in the Super Bowl, and you better bring your A game because one, I don't think that I have reservations about Baltimore beating New England a second time. The only time that should happen is if the game ends up in Baltimore again like it did the last time. That is my biggest fear. Okay? Past that, if you want to meet us, you're going to meet us in the Super Bowl. We're going to trounce over New Orleans. We're going to get our victory back against Seattle. We're going to finish off whoever's left to be finished off this year. We're going what is it? We're going to be 13-3? No, 14-2. 14-2. Number one seed in the NFC. We're going to trounce through everybody that comes through San Francisco. If you can beat New England, I'll meet you in the Super Bowl, and we're going to trash that ass on fair, even, no-weather turf. Shanahan has got the plays. He's got the recipe. Robert Saleh's got the recipe. Book your flight. Book your tickets. I'll see you at the Super Bowl, sir. We're going to get down. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
So next up, we have the Sunday night game, a game in which Patriots didn't show up until halfway through the fourth quarter.
Which is now I'm gonna have to talk about this one, sir. Me and you, we picked the Patriots. I said,
I told you. Well, hold on. I did tell you they were going to lose 3 games.
Yeah. You did. I said the Patriots are going 15-1. I thought that they'd recover, or at least they'd be good enough to stop Deshaun Watson with their defense. That was a mistake I made. But I wasn't wrong about it because they shut him down for the most part until the game blew wide open at the end.
No, it was okay. So they did not shut him down for 3 quarters. Bill O'Brien put together an offense that confused our defense.
Mm-hmm.
There were players on the field wide open, which you don't see against the Patriots. It happens. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Anyone who's counting the New England Patriots out, I will take your money now. Good. Just send it to me.
So Bruno says, he says, Sin, do I need to say this again for you? I guess he's going to be talking about, we got a Ravens quote coming up in a second, I promise you.
Okay, I'm going to give James this. If it goes back, if it has to go to Baltimore, I'm going to give you guys that win. I will. But let you fucking guys drop this game to Buffalo, which is not a guaranteed win for you guys this weekend. Let you drop a game to Cleveland, which they seem to be your Achilles heel because they seem to beat you here and there. Correct? Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right. You're right about that one.
Didn't Cleveland walk into Baltimore earlier this year and trounce them?
Yeah. They had the recipe. Although I will say they did have Myles Garrett. But that's going to be
I know what you're saying, but I'm telling you this. If the Ravens have to come to New England, the Ravens do not make it out of that game with a win.
Well, and I feel strongly about that. I said if New England gets home field advantage throughout, there's nobody going to come in New England, take the crown from them, and walk out. I don't think that can happen.
And I mean, let's be perfectly honest here. We've seen it last year. New England does not need home field to beat a team that's better than them.
No, and it wasn't necessary. But even there was a recipe to beat Patrick Mahomes. And you're
going to give Bill Belichick another shot at Lamar? All right.
Oh, yeah. So he said, does he have to say it again for you? Fuck the Patriots. LOL, whatever, right? And shit. And in reference to the Browns game, he said shit happened. And I will agree shit happened. And the big difference is going to be Myles Garrett. How will the Browns respond without Myles Garrett? And I can't wait to see how they do.
I want to see. I'm very interested in this Bills Ravens game this weekend.
Oh, so that is so when we get to the week 14 rundown, I have a lot to talk about that game as well.
All right, so the last game on this docket, Kirk Cousins actually did not lose this game for the Vikings.
No, he didn't. Not at all.
He played his ass off, to be honest.
Yeah, no doubt. Kirk Cousins did his thing. Although they fell short late when they really probably didn't have enough time to fall late, and that's the reason why they lost. It just wasn't enough time on the clock to make.
I forgot to say one thing though.
Yes,
I know you heard it in that Sunday night game when the Patriots went for that second onside kick. You heard the whole stadium's ass cheeks pucker as Brandon Bolden got his hands on the ball because Houston was not stopping the Patriots offense.
Oh yeah, no, not at all, not at all, not at all. But that a Monday night game, that was something else.
It was a good one.
It was good. Russell Wilson is playing on a level as a quarterback. Everybody's so high on Lamar. And I'm high on Lamar Jackson. I don't think I've ever said a bad thing about Lamar Jackson. With that said, two things are happening this season. One, the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL are all black. The number 2, the Russell Wilson Lamar Jackson feud is at full speed now. Russell Wilson is coming for the MVP crown. I think we talked about it, and your vote was with Russell Wilson, wasn't I right?
My MVP standings right now, Lamar did jump Russell Wilson, but Deshaun Watson has re-entered in the top 5.
Yeah, but I think so. If Russell Wilson beats San Francisco again, which I doubt, but if he does, then I think to me that solidifies, because then he can say I beat San Francisco twice at home and on the road.
If Baltimore drops any more games this year, Russell Wilson will be the MVP.
Which that's something that we're going to have to talk about, the dropping games coming in this weekend. So I got to give a little bit of advertising break. Cut about 5 seconds from the show real quick. Okay, so now we are going to switch gears. We had ourselves a little rumble on Thursday night.
What we had was a malicious beat. What we had was a malicious beating in the Windy City.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Because you know what time it is. You know what time it is, right? Please tell me you know what time it is.
So, you want to pay for the Bears? Yes. My friend, Denny, how about the Bears?
4 picks against Grossman and 2 fumbles. What do you see about the Bears? Would shut them down that way?
No, we just the Bears are what we thought they were. what we thought they were. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in the preseason like it's bull? We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the
hook. It never gets old. I don't care what anybody says.
That is green. This Bears team is not as good as the Bears team that you talked about crowning.
But they are who they thought they were.
Cowboys made Mitchell Trubisky look like a Pro Bowler.
The last 2 weeks, Mitchell Trubisky is on a redemption tour, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we're at. It's like Matt Nagy has pulled out an entirely different playbook. He said, we're going to dust off old reliable. And Mitch Trubisky has thrived. He has looked like the Mitchell Trubisky from last year. He has grown a bigger set of nuts. Are the Bears back?
No.
Damn. Okay. All right.
This Chicago Bears team. Now, I did not know Khalil Mack has been held without a sack for 5 straight weeks.
Yes, he has. Actually,
Khalil Mack got to Dak Prescott in this game.
You know he's been wanting it, right? You know he's been foaming and seething off at the mouth, wanting a sack. You know he's been feeling it inside of his bones. He's like, you know what I would like today? To sack a Dak. So that's what happens. Sacking a Dak in the back of a Mac, sacking a Dak in the back of a Mac, sacking a Dak in the back of a Mac, sacking the back of a Mac.
Big pun reference.
Yes, big pun. Rest in peace. That, still one of my favorites. But yeah,
this Chicago Bears team is not that good. This Dallas Cowboys team is even worse. Jerry Jones should fire Jason Garrett. As a matter of fact, Jerry Jones should fire himself.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. It's true.
Unlike Jerry Jones, the reason why Robert Kraft is still doing his thing, because unlike Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft has not lost touch with reality.
No, not at all. And that seems to be the beautiful part about this is that Robert Kraft has deferred a lot of stuff to his sons.
Jonathan, yes.
Robert Kraft handles the business side of it, okay? He knows how to operate the football aspect and get the sponsors and do the shit that supplementally a football team needs to do in order to
he makes sure that people have a happy ending with the New England Patriots.
He makes sure they are fully satisfied with the performance of the New England Patriots on-field product.
And yes, anybody just joining us, I'm a Patriots fan, and I do talk shit.
Well, we do. I mean, that's the what we do, and how we get down. I mean, that's the fun part about it, right? I love competitive sports. The Cowboys are not putting on a competitive sports product.
I want to know this, okay? How the fuck? The Cowboys has the number 1 offense and the number 10 defense in the NFL, and it's still 6-7.
Because, like I told you 2 weeks ago, what did I say that their biggest Achilles heel was? It's not that they don't prepare right, okay? So they prepared against New Orleans. They Even though they lost that game, for the most part, they shut down New Orleans' offense, right? So against these really good teams, completely shut them the fuck down and make them do what they want to do. However, against teams that think they're not so good, it's like, oh, we'll just play very conservatively.
Nope.
And that's why they cannot beat a winning team and they can only beat losing teams because, and I know that seems logical, right? Because the game plan for the good teams are really good, but they underestimate the bad teams, which is why they took that L against the Jets, that horrible L against the Jets, and this L that they took against Chicago. They didn't think that Chicago was really good.
The funny thing is, the NFC East as a whole are 1-10 against teams over 500.
And who's the only team with the winning record?
That's the Eagles. But before they puff out their schedule, they lost to 2 teams who have 6 losses this year.
And now you know why the battle for first place in the NFC East is actually the battle for worst place in the NFC as a whole, because they're going to the playoffs and they're getting the grand exit out that sumbitch. Okay.
Yeah, because I said this earlier in the video. I'm saying it again. Whoever wins the NFC East is going to have to play either the San Francisco 49ers or the Seattle Seahawks.
The fact that Ron Rivera got fired and Jason Garrett has not got fired. I mean, I think the reason why is because of how bad the NFC East is, that the Cowboys still have a chance to make the playoffs. But I promise you, if the Cowboys don't make the playoffs, Jerry Jones is going to be on his fuck this shit. He's tired of having to sending subliminal messages. He needs to say the shit. He'd be like, yo, I'm gonna fire your ass if you don't make it to the playoffs and win a game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Come on. Like, what the
All right, so let's get into our Week 14 rundown and our picks for the upcoming week of NFL football.
Oh, I can't wait. Let's go. Let me see.
Waiting for you to change your banner.
No, I don't want to change the banner. Okay, I'll change the banner.
I'm tired of looking at Cowboys.
All right, talk about the breakdown real quick. I'm going to grab me a glass of water real quick. Let's run down the games. Run them down.
No, we run them down one by one.
I know. I got to get some water. Give me a second. I'm thirsty.
God damn it, this motherfucker always leaving. Show up late, leave early.
Hey, I would have been here on time had it not been for my son, okay? Don't go blaming black people for this shit, all right? I was here when I was supposed to be here.
Hold on. Last week, you took like 10 breaks during the damn show.
Well, I was tired and thirsty, okay? Just don't pick on me.
Stop being a snowflake. Anyway, the first game this week. Hold on, we're going to get into the first game real quick.
Okay.
The first game this week has James Achilles heel in it. That's why I want to talk about it real quick. Before this ducker motherfucker gets up and goes and leaves the commentary table. We have the Indianapolis Colts at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Colts desperately need a win because Houston and Tennessee are running away with the AFC South.
This whole game reeks of desperation and teen angst. It's so bad that it needs some degree deodorant, antiperspirant just to cool the shit down. Between this is not what I wanted this weekend at all. But I guess I have no choice, do I?
And you know how I spelled Buccaneers on the list?
How'd you spell it?
Bussaneers. The Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers. What was y'all doing?
I'm tired too. So,
What was y'all doing when you were fucking, but y'all was a virgin? Buccaneers. That's what we was doing.
That was a Family Guy episode. Anyway. So both of these teams have struggled against good teams.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't know if either one of these teams are good teams. Jacoby Brissett early season was MVP caliber, but he still teared off the level.
I think he's still hampered by that injury because he hasn't been the same since.
Yeah, the Buccaneers, they I don't
know. Every time I say Jameis Winston is playing good football, he manages to disappoint me and let me down one last time.
If anybody didn't know, me and James both picked the Bears. He had to, and I was like, yeah, fuck the Cowboys.
Yeah. I mean, I would have picked the Bears anyway. If I was given the actual choice, I still would have picked the Bears. But either way.
So the Colts are at Tampa Bay. I'm not really excited for this game.
No, I'm not excited on because I have to bet on this damn game with what we're going through. So, I mean, if I have to pick somebody, which I guess
don't worry. The next game is even worse.
Oh my God, no. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need a drink after this. This is what this is. All right, so I'm gonna give my analysis and my pick, and then you're gonna ride your analysis. So this is what it's come down to. The Buccaneers have no running game, period, at all. This dude Barber is trash, ass, and sucks. The only good things on this team is a man by the name of O.J. Howard and Mike Evans. And
when O.J. Howard is not trying to catch the ball behind his back.
Yes, right. Behind the back catches, you know what I'm saying? Highlight reel, baby. Highlight reel. Imagine if he would have actually caught it. He still would have sucked because he probably would have fucked it up somehow. Anyways, the coach is fully behind Jameis Winston, at least for the rest of the season, mainly because his backup is trash and the third stringer is even worse. And their absolute refusal to probably even bring Mike Vick out of retirement to play, because I think that would be the better option at this point. But I digress. Yeah. Even with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home, I don't trust Tampa Bay. I really don't. Not in this. They've won, 2 games in a row now? So I don't trust them. I'm picking the Buccaneers. I mean, not Buccaneers. No, I'm picking the Colts to win this because, again, this is reeking. This whole game reeks of desperation. Let me tell you why. Because the Buccaneers still have.
I don't trust the Buccaneers. I'm picking the Buccaneers.
What? No, I'm picking the Colts in this one. I do not trust the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game to spoil somebody's chances for a playoff run. It just seems written like the Buccaneers should win, and because of that, I'm picking the Colts instead.
No, I'm going with the Colts since they have a lot more to play for. And then I'm going to run down the next game while you go get a drink of water. But I want to tell you in your ear holes who the game is as you walk away.
Oh, God. Who is it?
Get up and start walking away.
Okay.
Okay, James. The next game we're talking about is the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets.
Oh, fuck.
All I wanted was to hear that echoed, oh, fuck, as he walks away. This game on paper is not attractive. This game in reality is not attractive. The Jets are garbage. The Dolphins are a better form of garbage because they seem to play hard every week no matter what their record is because their coach is hard. He's shown that he is not tanking this season as they beat the NFC East team last week, Philadelphia Eagles.
While I'm far away, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Have the Jets beaten every NFC East team?
No, that's one of the teams that the Eagles beat.
Oh, okay.
No matter who you pick in this game, you should not pick them in any other game. I'm picking the Dolphins because I believe in them a little bit more than the Jets. Not by much, but only because I believe the Dolphins are better coached than the Jets.
Every time I start believing, I'm coming back. I'm here. I'm back. Every time, and The Rock says every time, I start believing in the New York Football Jets, they find a way to let me down. Didn't I picked the Jets last week, didn't I? And they let me down?
Yep.
So.
Just an FYI, Wisconsin blew that big lead they had to Ohio State.
They had a big lead on Ohio State.
Yeah, they're up 21-3.
And what's the score now?
In the fourth quarter, 13 minutes ago, it was 34-21. Ohio State.
Now Ohio State just showing out. They spotted them 21 points. Damn. Well, so much for turning the entire college football playoff on its head. Thank you, Wisconsin. You suck ass. I wanted complete chaos, all right? I wanted the matrix to be broken. For those that are like me, I like a little bit of chaos and disorder in college football because I think the college football playoff is the worst put together playoff scheme in the history of college footballing.
Well, the sad part about it is, even though I know Alabama is like ranked 12th right now, I still think somehow they're going to put them in the playoff.
Damn. That's why I said, dude, if Utah losing and if LSU would have lost to Georgia and Ohio State would have lost to Wisconsin, somehow, some way, Alabama would have ended up in the college football playoff. That would have been the only scenario that I did the math on it. I did the math.
All right, so pick your Dolphins-Jets game.
Dolphins.
All right, so since he took his little break, I got to take a little break. And I'm going to key up the next game for him. He knows I like to key these ones up on him to start with. We got the San Francisco 49ers at the New Orleans Saints. I will be right back.
Oh, yeah. It's Niner time, baby. Let's go solo dolo on this one. It is Niner time in the building. Yes, it fucking is. After taking that L to the Baltimore Ravens last week and dealing with an athletic quarterback, we are now dealing with, once again, a stationary quarterback that has aged a little bit, which we know that the New Orleans Saints have a tough time with really tough, hard-hitting defenses, as he was subjected to against the Atlanta Falcons. I like to think that we're a better defense than the Atlanta Falcons, right? I like to think that my Niners are going to come into New Orleans and wipe them out. Now, I have my boy Ricky Starrs-Nix, who is a devout New Orleans Saints fan, tell me that that's not going to happen. New Orleans is going to crack him in the mouth. And I, sir, will say to you, that's bullshit. Because simply it's like this. We are going to come in. We're going to stomp them down. We're going to be knocked down, drag out. Drew Brees is going to get beaten, victimized, and conquered by the San Francisco 49ers. That's going to be the new phrase: beaten, victimized, and conquered. We're going to be welcome to Defense City, and that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure Big Sin might say that New Orleans has a shot. I am telling you to throw that shot shit out of the window. It's not going to happen. Matter of fact, New Orleans is favored in this game, which I think is a huge mistake. 49ers are going to come in and knock that shit out of the goddamn park. You better believe it. You better trust it. You better fucking book it. Because if you don't, you're only hurting yourself. That's right, baby. That is right. It is San Francisco all day, every day, 24/7, 365. You should know. And if you don't know, now you know. Niglets. Big Sin is not back. So I'm going to share this one more place because I want people to come to my video and say hi. Come to my thing. Give me a second here. Hoes. I got hoes. Big Sin's still not back yet. It's okay though. We still love him. Give me a second here. There we go. Yep, now we're back. So, Mr. Big Sin, are you back yet? No, he's probably using the bathroom. Okay. So I get to talk more trash about the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints coming into this game. Like I said, as a favorite. I don't like it. Knowing how good He said, slow down, Paul. I'm just telling it like it is. New Orleans, there's a devout chance that Drew Brees might not be the same after this game. His O-line is good, but they've never faced the O-line as good. I mean, a D-line as good as San Francisco's this year. Atlanta's wasn't good. They made a lot of mistakes against Atlanta. It took Atlanta too lightly. We're not to be taken lightly, but there's not a lot that you can do against us. We come in, we knock them down, we drag them out, we kick ass, we take names, and that's the end of the fucking story. That is exactly how the San Francisco 49ers roll. We need to win this because we got to get back ahead of Seattle. Really what it comes down to in the end. We're tied with Seattle right now, but since they hold the tiebreaker, they're technically in first place. We got to wipe that shit out and keep that shit right back moving. It's just the way it goes down. I wish I really had more. Big Sin, is he back? He's back, sir. Big Sin's back.
So now you see how awkward it is when one of us is not here.
I really just wanted to eat my donut. That's why.
Oh, okay. I am going with the 49ers in this game. I think because defense travels, and that's the main reason why. If their defense was not so good, but their offense was good,
yeah.
Drew Brees is a sitting duck in this game. Aaron Rodgers all over again.
Well, it's like I said. Aaron Rodgers at least knows how to move fairly well. Drew Brees at this age, he doesn't want to move. You thought that Navarro Bowman clothesline was bad a few years ago? It's going to be 10 times worse now.
So as we talk about the next game, I'm going to pop a Lime Marita just because I can.
Does the next team wear green?
One of them, when you watch them play, they make you turn green because you want to puke.
Oh Lord, here we go. Who's on deck?
The Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota's going to slaughter these dudes. There's your bold prediction.
So we have all of Kirk Cousins' favorite things in this game. We have a home game, and we have a team who's under 500.
All of it's bad.
Minnesota's and Vikings are going to win this game. It'll be closer than people think because it is a division game, but they're going to win by at least 10.
Angry Kirk Cousins. He's going to be like, you like that? You like that? Plus the Detroit is a team with a losing record. Kirk Cousins knows how to play those teams very well.
Remember, up until this year, those were the only teams he's ever beaten.
That's right. So keep it going, Kirk Cousins.
All right. So next up, now, if you guys are new to the show, the games that really don't mean anything or that we don't talk much about. That's why some of these games we talk more about, some of these games you skip right through. If they're your favorite team, talk about them in the comments. We'll come back with you.
And I'll talk trash about them.
Anyway, the next two teams both won their last games, although playing very different opponents. We got the Denver Broncos at
the Broncos are playing who?
The Texans.
Oh.
Coming off Bill O'Brien's first time ever beating Bill Belichick in the New England Patriots.
It was a fluke. Anyways, this Texans team, if they beat the Patriots and lose to the Broncos,
and the Tennessee Titans are going to win this division.
So I'm going to ride with the Texans until they prove that they can't be written. So we'll take the Texans.
I'm going with Houston. As I said earlier, their quarterback is in the third place voting in the MVP voting this year. Deshaun Watson has had a special season. And if it wasn't for Russell Wilson and Lamar Jackson having the seasons they're having, he would be the number one pick as the season.
Yeah, hands down. No doubt about that.
Next up, we have the Washington Redskins make it 3 in a row by going to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Now,
We're not even going to go into this game. No, the Packers.
This is where the Washington Redskins playoff hope ends.
You want to talk about off the rails? Well, that whole Washington train just got derailed. Sorry. Yeah, it's the Packers. Like, so if Washington pulls this one off, the Lambeau miracle, it'll be a Lambeau miracle.
If Washington pulls this off, I'm gonna go to the casino and I'm gonna put money on Washington to win the NFC East.
That would be insane. I wonder what the odds on that one are at this point. That might be an interesting prop bet because shit, it might be the point where the damn what if Washington can win this with a 6-10 record?
But I'm gonna pull this up. I'm guessing we're both taking the Packers in this game.
Yep.
All right, so the next game I am going to dub the City of Disappointment Bowl.
The City of Disappointment Bowl. Wow.
Well, actually, the State of Disappointment Bowl. They both play in the same state. The lovely state of Ohio. The Cincinnati Bengals at the Cleveland Browns.
I think the Browns are playing for respect at this point. Andy Dalton's playing so he can get a good contract with another team. So either way, it's all bad. I got to pick the Browns because at least most of them will be together next year. I think the Bengals are going to be gutted and slutted by the time next year comes. I don't really have much to say about this one. Yeah, Cleveland. I wish I had more of a in-depth highlight analysis and a way to be like, yo, go team, and this is how the shit's gonna go. But sometimes a spade is a spade, and I'm picking Cleveland.
So to answer your question, the odds of the Washington Redskins winning the NFC East are plus 25,000.
That's right, baby. Plus 25,000. Oh, shit.
Because the Green Bay Packers are the next team they play. Anyway, I'm going to go with – I'm not picking them 2 weeks in a row because I don't think they're that good. I'm picking the Cleveland Browns this week. The Bengals are not going to get their second win. I have a feeling their coach was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Winning a goddamn game.
Although it'd be an interesting proposition because imagine Freddie Kitchens gets fired the same day if the Bengals do happen to just beat them. I mean, I'm here for that. I am here for that, sir.
And Ron Rivera is the next coach of the Cleveland Browns. I think that's a good fit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Anyway, all right, here we go. The matchup I said that I'm most interested in this weekend.
Yep.
Not involving my team. The Baltimore Football Ravens traveling to Buffalo, where it's only going to be 10 degrees. Take on 9-3 Buffalo Bills.
So this is the game that Bruno needs to be sweating. Let me tell you why. As a Raven fan, you should be sweating your ass off. This is the game where you say, well, Buffalo, what does Buffalo stand a chance against the Baltimore? They're not even a great team. Well,
you know what I want to say real quick before you get into that thought?
Yeah.
Josh Allen is a problem.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to give the Ravens fits.
Oh, yeah. So the question that I looked up some news articles regarding how the Ravens fare in practice against Lamar Jackson. And they admit they struggle against practicing against them, which makes why when they play in actual games, they're a little bit tough because they have to deal with that. Josh Allen, I call him on Twitter White Vic. If you've ever seen me on Twitter, bruh's White Vic. He can drop back 5 steps and then turn around and take off dead in the middle of the damn pack, past the center, and it's gone. He is multi-talented. He's fast as shit. I really questioned Josh Allen at the beginning of the year, but since the season's going on, his timing is good. Cole Beasley has stepped up. Frank Gore has been one of the 2 anchors of this run game. Don't sleep on Frank Gore now. Williams has been the absolute stud at the other running back position.
And Singletary
has been an absolute stud at the running back position. This is it's literally the Ravens almost playing the Ravens at this point.
Yeah. And not only that, you're also playing the number 3 defense in the NFL.
Yeah, which is a defense that's still way better than Baltimore's. This is going to be, if there's any game that you would call a true trap game, this is it. They came this close to losing that 49er game, and now they're walking into the trap of a lifetime, thinking that they're just going to walk over Buffalo.
Against another team who they might see in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's a team that's used to the conditions that they're playing in. Baltimore's not used to it. This is a
Bills
trap.
Mafia is going to be loud.
Oh yeah, and this is going to be a test. Imagine if the Bills can get it done. And I hate to cheer against Baltimore. I hate to do it only because Baltimore has worked really hard this year. But this is the trap game of trap games. This is the literal definition of a trap game. You're going to come into Baltimore with 10 degrees. Not Baltimore. You're going to come into Buffalo at 10 degrees and play a team that's used to this weather with the crowd going, everything else. And if you take them lightly, at least for one play, they will eat you alive. I'm going to look
up what the weather is going to be in Baltimore.
Yeah. I am going to take Buffalo on this one. It's just as simple as that. And this is the trap game right here. The Baltimore's came off some really, really good wins against some really, really good teams. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
So, tomorrow's game, okay, it's going to be a bit warmer tomorrow. It'll be 44 degrees and possible snow or rain.
Possible snow or rain? Oh yeah, I'm still taking Buffalo. I said it's a trap game. This is a trap.
For my own selfish reasons, once again, and I'll probably do it for the rest of the season, I am taking the team opposite of the Ravens. Because you know what, Bruno? Like you say, fuck the Ravens. I'm going with the Bills here.
Yeah, this is a trap game. Like I said, I think it's going to go down. It just might go down. It looks really trappy. Just saying.
Next up, we have a team that just fired their coach against a team who should have fired their coach. We have the Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons.
The Falcons, I don't know. The Falcons are always – they never cease to amaze and disappoint me at the same time. Because when you be like, damn, why weren't they playing? They played hard. And you'd be like, oh, fucking, I'm amazed. And they'd be like, well, why weren't you playing all like this all season? Oh, fuck. And it's not like they've been unhealthy. They've been healthy the entire season. Remember how we always say, oh, if Atlanta was healthy, they'd be a lot better position, right?
Yeah, Matt Ryan only missed 3 games this year.
Yeah.
Those 3 games are only 1-6 when they started those 3 games.
Just saying.
I don't understand this Atlanta team.
I understand them very well. They're trash. They just and a broken clock is right at least 2 times a day. They got there 2 times a day.
On a Carolina Panthers team who just fired their winningest football coach.
Oh yeah, and Norv Turner is a special assistant to the new head coach, which is Perry Fuel. Norv Turner's son is the offensive coordinator. This is going to be an interesting shit of a game. Like, you never had a good shit, right? And you looked at the toilet and then you're like, fuck, that one hurt. That was a pretty good shit. I feel better. This is exactly what this game feels like. A pretty good shit of a game. You took your shit, and on one end is the Falcons, the other end is the Panthers. You know, this was a pretty good fucking shit. And that's what this is.
And with that analogy, I'm taking the Falcons.
I trust Christian McCaffrey more than I trust Matt Ryan. I'm taking the Panthers in this one.
All right, so next up, we got a team that neither one of us should pick anymore this season.
Fair enough.
Taking on the mustache. We have the Los Angeles, San Diego, London, Toronto Chargers
Silly nannies, baby.
Silly nannies. Taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Gardner Minshew making the return of starting quarterback.
Minshew is on his Eric Bischoff shit. I'm back and better than ever. And that's what he is. I'll keep this one fairly simple for you. Minshew is going to try and fight his way to a big-ass money contract. Put your money on Gardner Minshew and the Jacksonville Jaguars this week, and you won't lose out.
I'm picking the Jaguars because, like he said, I think Gardner Minshew is fighting for the starting position next year after the Jaguars trade Nick Foles back to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine the trade that would happen? The Jaguars trade Nick Foles back for Nick Foles for was it Carson Wentz, and then find a way to flip Carson Wentz for a bunch of draft picks to a DD quarterback to you, and then the Jaguars end up getting like the first pick in the draft or some shit. Oh, can you imagine some dumb shit like that? I can.
So James been playing Madden fantasy trade lately. Next up, we have my Achilles heel versus the worst good team in the NFL.
The worst good team in the NFL.
The Tennessee Titans at the Oakland Raiders.
Oh, Lord. So
Ryan Tannehill has proven to, without a shadow of a doubt, he is a Titans starting quarterback.
Yeah. And also proved without a shadow of a doubt that Adam Gase is a horrible fucking coach. I mean,
and Marcus Mariota will be playing for the Patriots.
Yeah, we called that shit, didn't we? I said that. You see, Winston and Mariota is going to go to a team that needs a quarterback that they can train. I think Josh McDaniels would love to have a scrambling quarterback again when he had Tim Tebow. His Team Tebow experiment, he never got his chance to put his hands on. But I think he wants to relive that vicariously through Marcus Mariota. But with that said, this one's going to be a tough one for Tennessee. I'll take Tennessee. I like it.
I'm taking the Titans because for some reason they are playing extremely hard for Ryan Tannehill.
They love that man, Phil.
That man's own mother don't love him. Next up, we have a team that's had a bad season due to what they did last year against a team that really needs to win. And it's hard to say that because that team is 10-2. The Kansas City Chiefs at the New England Patriots.
The Patriots, I'm worried about the Patriots. All jokes aside, I am extremely worried about New England and what their future prospects are. The lack of a true game-changing wide receiver, and not just Antonio Brown. Remember last year they had Chris Hogan that could stretch the field out.
And Josh Gordon.
They don't have that anymore. They have Sanu with great hands, who could probably win a streak against the lesser corner in the NFL. But this is a problem that they have. I still think, despite all that, the Kansas City's defense is bad enough to where Tom Brady is going to go for like 300, maybe 400 yards. But it's concerning that with the lack of a deep threat, maybe later on, that this is going to be a problem. I just don't think it's going to be a problem this week. I think Tom Brady shows out. New England wins.
So do you think there's any truth into the rumor that Terrell Owens posted on Instagram today?
No, what is that?
You see it?
No, I didn't see.
He showed a picture of a Patriots jersey that said Owens on the back of it. It said Tom Brady's next target.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I can't call that one.
Deion Sanders said the Patriots will sign a big play wide receiver before the playoffs.
I think they just need to sign Dez Bryant. Be dead honest with you.
Or do you think Antonio Brown's coming back?
We got to find out if he's going to be suspended or not before I can have an answer to that question.
So, like he said, I'm worried about the Patriots offense. It looks broken at this point in time. Ben Watson has been a no-show for the last 3 weeks. Phil Dorsett's been injured, so he came back 2 weeks ago. He had an all-right game against the Texans. But the thing that pisses me off with the Patriots is they make it look so easy when they feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And the end of that Texans game choked that. The Texans dominated that game. Then it was the fourth quarter. The Patriots were like, oh yeah, we're still playing. Touchdown. Almost got the onside kick. Almost won the game.
Yep.
Play like that the whole game, please. That's all I ask. Go ahead.
So I take you're taking the Chiefs? Oh.
I am taking the New England Patriots because I am a homer and fuck the Ravens.
Oh.
And fuck the Chiefs.
Wow.
Next up, we have the battle of two teams who a few weeks ago were in different places, in different spaces. Duck Hodges and the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Midget and the Cardinals.
This is going to be one of those games. Like, this is the Super Bowl rematch we've been waiting for, but not the one we deserve. Because we really don't deserve this crock of bullshit that was being handed to us. But Duck Hodges versus Kyler Murray. Woo, baby. Woo. I'm actually going for Pittsburgh in this one. I think they're going to win this.
Just to make things interesting and fuck the Steelers, I am going with the Arizona Cardinals just because.
Just because. Look.
Next up, we have a game that's probably going to be total domination by the team that is coming to the stadium. The Seattle Seahawks looking to destroy the Los Angeles Rams.
Let me chew my ice.
And the sound that he is making with his mouth is what's going to happen to Jared Goff on Sunday.
Yes, there you go. So it's going to be every Seattle Rams game has always been good. Seattle looking to not release the chokehold that they have on the NFC West because they know that the Niners have a good shot at beating the New Orleans Saints this weekend. So the Seattle Seahawks are going to be playing twice as hard. With that said, my money is on the Seattle Seahawks to win this game.
I got the MVP. I got Russell Wilson, Jadeveon Clowney, and the Seattle team, just due to the fact that the Rams are just a shit show walking on the field. You don't know which team is showing up week in or week out.
No doubt about that. I mean, that's the problem when you have an inconsistent running game and a lack of a backup. Actually, I think they were playing Trey Mason or something like that as a backup this week. Well, last week, I mean, which helped out a lot, but still. They lack a reliable backup running back. And they need that, especially when if something happens with Gurley. Where's your boy Samaje Perine, the freaking number one running back in college football a couple years ago? He's sitting on a practice squad in Cincinnati.
So last up, we have an NFC East battle. For the first time in 10 years, Eli Manning has a fresh arm, taking on the trash-ass Philadelphia Eagles.
So for years, the Eagles have dominated, beaten, victimized, and conquered Eli Manning. Wouldn't it be fitting that if this is the tail end, since this is the tail end of Eli Manning's career, that he finally gets over the Eagle hump and exercises his demons? I want that to happen, so I'm picking the New York Football Giants.
But like I just said, this is the first time in this matchup that Eli Manning is coming in with a fresh arm.
Mm-hmm.
A fresh arm and no expectation.
Exactly. And I think that the one thing he probably learned from the rookie, Daniel Jones, about where to pass and where not to pass and shit like that. Probably been watching him do it, and maybe who knows, maybe a career rejuvenation for Eli Manning for the next few games.
A career rejuvenation for the next Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback.
Damn. Savage. But I like it.
But I'm taking the Giants as well, and that ends our Week 14 rundown.
Anything you'd like to discuss before we bounce up out of here, sir?
Right now, actually, no. I'm good.
Okay. I had a
we will be here tomorrow morning. We will be here tomorrow morning with the wrestling.
Oh yeah. Well, wait a minute. Before we go, you know what time it is. We gotta do a 5-on-5 since we didn't do a Wednesday show. To do the 5-on-5, I gotta give you a 5-on-5. We're gonna shoot 2 questions from Week 13, 2 questions from Week 14, and I got a wild card for you. Ready?
All right.
Week 13. Who do you feel was the MVP of the Week 13 football games?
Deshaun Watson. He actually showed that he could win in a big game.
I like that one. I think we're probably going to agree on this one that I'm going to say, but who was the biggest disappointment in the Week 13 set of football games?
The New England Patriots. Bill Belichick has owned the Houston Texans.
Even more so than Philadelphia, you had one-job Eagles losing to the Miami Dolphins?
And as I said earlier, when you were away from the computer, the Miami Dolphins play hard because their coaches hard.
Yeah.
And the Eagles are just not that good.
They had one job, though. It's one fucking job. Okay. All right, but I agree with you, Patriots, because they should have won that game, especially if they looked like they were going to win it in the fourth quarter. So Week 14, who absolutely, positively must win a game regardless of the consequences of the other teams if they lose a game? Like, who needs this win?
The Baltimore Ravens. If the Ravens fall out of first place, I don't think New England gives it up the rest of the season.
Yeah, and Baltimore has a pretty tough schedule the rest of the way, so I definitely agree with you on that one. For the Week 14, I got another one. Which game are you looking forward to the most? I know there's games that they're game of the weeks and shit like that, but which is the game outside of the Patriots game are you looking forward to the most?
The Ravens-Bills. Because it's a test for both teams. Because, yes, I know the Ravens are real, but as we've always questioned this season, is Buffalo real? They now have a chance to show that they are.
Okay. And last but not least, I'm going to throw an NBA question at you, but it's something that we talked about. If you had the opportunity to get a decent return as it stands right now, would you trade Kyrie Irving to another team?
No, I would not. I would trust the process. I would trust, use an old 76ers term, trust the process. I would, because this year means nothing to the Brooklyn Nets. Next year is what means everything to the Brooklyn Nets. As long as him and KD can coexist and Spencer Dinwiddie actually finds a foothold during that, the Brooklyn Nets could be NBA champions in a couple years.
Okay. I'm down to hear that. Let's see. All right. That works for me. All right. So we're closing out a wonderful, wonderful new week of the Ovatyme Sports Show. It's been wonderful. 2-hour episode, damn near. And this is your boy James, a.k.a. Hollywood J. Black. That's my man Big Sin on the other side of the screen. Thank you for joining us. And until next Wednesday, well, tomorrow for the wrestling podcast. And then next Wednesday, we are out this bitch.